What actually is the ozone hole above Antarctica?
In the middle of the 20th century, chemicals were released into the atmosphere because of their use in air conditioning, refrigeration, and industry. These chemicals were very important because they are non-toxic and safe to breathe. But scientists soon discovered these chemicals were finding their way high into the stratosphere, where they were then able to destroy the protective ozone layer.
That's bad. You said we need the ozone layer to protect us from the sun.
That's true. Thankfully, scientists discovered this when they did, and governments all around the world listened to their warnings. The worldwide community came together and banned their production, and industry went to work discovering new, safer replacements. The problem is that some of these chemicals stay in the atmosphere for a very long time. For this reason, NOAA continues to monitor their presence and the effects they have on our atmosphere from stations located all around the world. Here at the South Pole, they launch extra Ozonesonde balloons every year to measure the formation of the ozone hole as our atmosphere recovers from what we did to it.
The hole isn't there all the time?
No. The hole actually forms new every spring when the sun returns to the sky above Antarctica.
Why in spring?
Throughout the long, dark winter in Antarctica, special ice crystals form in what are called polar stratospheric clouds. These very special ice crystals supercharge the destructive potential of the chlorine we've added to the atmosphere. When spring finally returns above Antarctica, the energy of the sunlight ignites a chain reaction of destruction that decimates the ozone layer there. That is what the ozone hole is.
Does that happen over the North Pole as well?
Thankfully, not very often. Antarctica is basically a gigantic pile of snow at the bottom of the world. This lets air and ocean currents create a barrier around the continent that keeps the cold air in place. This is called the polar vortex.
I've heard the polar vortex on the news before.
That's because in the north, we usually hear about a polar vortex when it isn't where it should be. Cold air from the vortex above the North Pole likes to break off and drift south over populated areas, causing extremely cold temperatures.
Brr.
But every time this happens, it actually weakens the vortex, preventing a northern ozone hole from forming.
I suppose that's a good thing.
It is very good that we don't have a large ozone hole regularly forming in the northern hemisphere, because a lot more people live there who could be harmed by one. But the formation of the ozone hole is really just an extreme symptom highlighting the real problem. These chemicals are always destroying a little bit of ozone all around the world, letting in a little more of those harmful ultraviolet rays. If we hadn't phased out production of these chemicals when we did, the health of worldwide ozone would be much, much worse than it is today, and we would not have an easy way of fixing it.
That's a very good thing.
Scientists will continue to monitor the annual formation and eventual recovery of the ozone hole to make sure we are staying on track. They will also monitor for unforeseen consequences of all the new chemicals humanity keeps discovering for use in new technology.